everyone who volunteered, I put you into categories of these roles, and I'll kind of go through them with April as if we're both going through a breakdown submission together, just so you can get an inside peek into sort of her process, how she goes through things, kind of a thinking aloud process, which I think will be really interesting to see that perspective from her. We'll narrow that down to just 3 tapes per role. If we have time to do more, we'll do more, but I believe that's probably, with the time that we have, going to be all that we have to do. And then after we watch those 3, I'll screen share it so everyone can see. She'll pick sort of the top person from each one that she would ultimately, send. I would say cast, but as we know, unfortunately, we don't get the final say. So realistically, the people that we would send forward to our creative team. That's kind of how today is going to go. So I'm going to go ahead and get that prepped for her.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay. All right. I have got the list here. Do you want me to just screen share and
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. I'll do it that way. Make it easy. Okay. So let's start with, the roles, just to kind of go over them again. And you know what, just to make it easy for anyone who wants to follow along, you guys all should have gotten the sides, but in case you can't copy Dropbox link, track down the sides and you want to follow along, I will put the link here. And so these, like I said before, these are for the roles of Johnny from 11/22/63, Norma from Bates, and then we did Kylo Ren and Ray because it's just fun.
Where did you get these sides? Well, some of them you worked on.
Yeah. I mean, the sides, the Kylo Ren sides are the ones we used at the acting retreat.
Right. Okay.
And then the other ones are the ones that I had from before.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So let's do Norma first.
Okay.
So these are all the submissions. I'm going to screen share right now. Oh, you know what? I'm going to do this a different way because otherwise it's not going to let me. Okay, that's better.
Okay, so
these are our fake submissions. So these are all actors who have, given permission for their profiles to be on screen. So again, not all of these are going to fit into the original Norma breakdown, of course, but sort of kind of looking through them and seeing, for a series regular role, who might pique your interest, who seems interesting, kind of seeing whose materials you feel are in good shape or something like that.
But the thing is, I can't click on them from here. So
I know, I have to click on them for you.
Oh, okay.
So I was gonna say, I can email you. Would it be easier if I email you?
Email it, and then we can be in communication. Because
great. Let me just email this list. Hang on, guys.
Because then I can go through it more quickly.
Yeah. Okay. People.
Great. Thank you. You have to unlock. Okay.
Hang on. Norma.
Okay, great.
Sending.
So I can. Oh, it's not going?
Oh no, I did a typo. Okay, so that one is sent. I'm gonna send you the other.
So what I'll do is I'll talk to you as I'm doing it, and if it's, if I was actually looking for Norma, that would be a completely different thing than the people that I'm looking at here, right? So it hasn't come through just yet. Let's see.
Okay.
Panelist, no. Oh, that's why I didn't see it. It went to the updates. Okay. Let me refresh. It's not showing up.
I'm gonna send you these others while I'm here.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it. Okay.
Hang on. It should be there, and sometimes there's a lag.
It takes a while, especially if it's a big file. I want to be, respectful of the time. So.
Oh yeah, no. It should. Sometimes it just takes you know what? I'm gonna send it to myself and then I'll forward it to you.
Okay, great.
Let's do that. Hang on. Okay, should come through in a second. Sometimes there's a lag on breakdown.
Oh, here's, I got it now. Okay.
You got it. Okay.
Okay, so
yeah, guys, I'll put it back up. I just didn't want to share the email. Hang on. So you're going through Norma now?
I'm going through Norma. Alvin Cohen is in the wrong category, so I would probably have to click on him and put him in the
some of these people submitted for these roles.
Okay. Well, that happens a lot too.
Yeah.
Okay. But I'm going to be going with, if I was really looking for this character or
so just sort of not necessarily, you know, just because we have a plethora of people who've submitted for this character. So just some people who you think, you know, are interesting, kind of pique your interest. You see their materials and they kind of draw you in. Someone who, you know, for any sort of series regular, you might be interested in reading.
All right. Well, because this is a character of a certain age, because she has a teenage boy, that would be one of my categories.
Right.
Then when I thought Lynn Adriana had an interesting look. When I clicked on it, I just didn't know if she was going to have enough experience to be the lead, even though she has a very nice background, and I see La Mama on here and other people I know. Like, for example, just that she would not be right. Kalyan, Marsha Lynn, no. AJ Atram looks too young. Liana Aruz looks interesting to me. I would just take a look at her resume. She's been a series regular on telenovas. So if I could go that way, that would be someone I would mark.
Okay.
Just to sort of keep an eye on.
Yeah.
Namie might be the same thing. Some people I may know, like I was wondering if Paige was going to be on here, because Paige would be someone I would click on right away, because I've worked with her before on Paige Sullivan, Paige.
She in here?
Paige, yeah, I just saw her. I went over.
Oh.
Anyway, let me keep going through real fast here.
Okay.
So okay, no.
I wrote down Liana.
Okay, you can.
You go fast. You go.
I've gotten quicker. Yeah, I mean, just because I'm
you have
looking for particular kind of things, you know, for this character, because she's also the lead female. So you want So I would probably take another look at Ratoya. Let me look at Megan's. And I won't lie that, you know, sometimes the agency definitely, you know, also has a thing. I've looked at Megan, didn't feel that it was enough of the credits that I might need.
Okay.
When it says principal, I'm assuming that they're not from America, that they might.
Yeah, so that's confusing on the credits when it says principal, because we're not quite sure, you know, how that translates to TV film. Technically, you know, for film, we would say supporting lead, or TV, we would put, you know, co-star, guest star.
These are TV movies, but usually when they say principal, I assume that they're from Canada.
Who are you looking at?
I'm looking at Frances Del Bendert.
Okay. Got it.
She's got a really interesting look that I like. Misha looks pretty interesting here. Mostly independent, you know.
If you watch anything, if you want to watch anything, go ahead and I can screen share. It's up to you.
You know what? I think I've seen Misha at OPC actually, but I think she's going to be a little young. So will Danielle. Ari, I would go just because she's a lead. Fire. Okay. Series Reagan, 2 upcoming Sony. So she already has a look, even in her picture, of someone who could have the strength of the weight. So I'll take a look at her reel.
Okay.
And,
REA?
Yeah, REA. Preview video. I look at the drama, so I look at the drama.
Sorry, Rick Breedlove.
Marsha Clattenburg.
Nice to meet you.
Hi.
I'm zipping up. Because I didn't like her voice in the first one. So
can you guys hear that?
Talking, I wasn't crazy about the way her voice sounded, but because it was one of those Lifetime movies, they make the women all kind of like like a little bit, you know, whatever. So I took that into account and I just moved a little forward in her drama reel so I could see some of her other stuff.
Oh, okay. Hang on one second. Let me just I just gotta fix my Bluetooth here. How do I turn it?
I mean, I could move this on. Oh no, you won't be able to see it. Okay.
Sorry.
Now sometimes I'll just see somebody's face and they're interesting to me. So I may click on them just to kind of see who they are and where they're from. Like E.A. Castillo, I just kind of love her face there. So I might, you know, just want to see who she is. Sylvia Grace, Alvin, of course, is not right for this because he's a man, unless he's trans and I didn't know. Sylvia has a great look. I don't know if it's for her, but she might have the roles, you know. Giovanni, Sophia, Lisa Dobbin has a kind of more of a mother feel to her. She's with Eileen O'Farrell as a manager I know. Recurring guest, so she must work as one of the 911. She must be a 911 operator because it says recurring co-star. So I'm going to guess that's what it is when I see it. She's worked at some of the theaters I know, including Trinity Players in Dublin, and that says something to me as well. Although she, you know, she did work in Dublin and she'd studied there, but not acting. So the fact that she's Irish is very good for me. And actually, I'm writing down her name because I'm casting another project where I need an Irish woman. So I would like make a little note and I would go, oh, maybe not for this, but maybe Lisa could be right for something else I'm casting. So another show. So let's see, Raven Douglas, no picture. So that means I can't see who she is and there's nothing on there. Her sex is unknown. There's no resume. So that's a waste of a click. Janice, Hispanic, Latina, Indigenous, non-union. Okay, she's just got school work, but you know, and her degrees are not in acting. So I'm guessing that she's a fairly new to the, you know, really focusing in on her acting career. Let's see. Marisilda, I would take a look at. Great physicality, only co-stars, but good shows. And then I see in her special credit, she helped organize the CSA, has been part of several award-winning projects as an actor, singer, songwriter. So that tells me that beyond what her credits are, there's other stuff going on with her that wouldn't show up on her resume necessarily, you know. Kate Greer, I think I know Kate, so I would probably click on her to start. Again, I don't know if she would have enough stuff to take the full lead. Can you hear me at all? I can't hear you. Hold on a second. No one can hear me at all? Oh, they can hear me.
We're still waiting on getting Ramani's sound back.
Okay, great. So basically, guys, what I'm doing is I'm zipping through this pretty fast, finding women who seem to be in the right age range, who have a maternal feeling to them, and yet an interesting look that's not just like a commercial look, you know? So those would be the people that I would click on, like Kara Jackson or Anna Marie looks a little on the young side, but could be right for this. Dora Kiss has a really interesting face, so I would, you know, just want to see who she was anyway. April Knox is a little bit older than we would be going for this role, but someone to keep in mind because every pilot, she can't hear me at all. You want to chat me because I can't hear you. Okay, hold on a second.
She can hear you. We just can't get the audio for her. I'm gonna go.
Okay, April is on two different computers. Well, I'm sorry, I have that's why you're getting a side view. I have a big monitor here so I can see. So I don't know if I can share screen. How do let's see if I can share screen here. I would have to bring it up. Let's see, share screen. Would be on my desktop too, I guess, right? Let's see how we would do that. Let me see if I can move this over and if that would work. I don't know. So this is 2.
Can anyone hear me?
And now I can hear you,
Okay.
but I don't think I allow Zoom to share your screen.
Okay.
No, it didn't.
So I'm so sorry about that. So what had happened, I was trying to screen share someone's reel,
Oh,
and because my ear pods were in, they couldn't hear the sound. So I took my ear pods, and something
Oh.
very strange, which I've done this so many times. But everyone can hear me. Okay. So
I don't know if I can share here. How I can share. I mean, unless I somehow make this a
I
whiteboard.
don't know. Oh, did you just do that?
What? Is it sharing?
Oh, no, I didn't do that. Did you do that?
I just pressed share, but I don't know if it's
So press, we'll close like, yeah, continue. So when you press the share, the little button, the green
Right,
button,
right.
go ahead and press your desktop option in the top left-hand corner,
Yeah.
and then press share at the bottom right-hand corner.
Oh, okay. Open system preferences.
Shouldn't be that. So if you press the share screen button at the bottom,
Right. And then
and then desktop 1 in the top left-hand corner,
right.
you see that, and then press share, the little blue button in the
But I get
bottom.
an open system preferences to
Oh,
grant
that's
access.
Oh, okay.
It might be that the computer's wanting her to access.
You know, I have a lot of security stuff on here.
Okay.
So that might be
I'll
why.
do it. I'm just gonna go back into that page. We're still on Norma, right?
We're still on Norma.
Okay, great. So let
Now
me
I
go
have to
back.
find
Sorry
it.
about all that, guys.
That's okay. I mean, I can.
All right. So
I'll
we
make
were
it
just,
smaller. I can. Yeah, it's just hard for me to see here. So
I got it.
I can
We
go
were
pretty.
just watching REA's reel. So let me just play
Right,
that.
but I already watched it. So
Oh, I'm just gonna share it for the actors.
okay, cool. Go ahead.
1 second.
Sorry, Rick Breedlove.
So you said, April, you had skipped forward a little bit.
I skipped forward because the Lifetime movie isn't going to give me what I want. So
Can you tell me?
I went to something else that would allow me to see her more dramatic work.
Smoke. Exactly. We're in the house. Where are you? I am not interested in any more of your explanations. I only care about evidence. And until my team tells me that the substance in your partner's car wasn't the accelerant in that fire, he's still my primary suspect. End of story.
I know what all of our chemicals smell like, and that's not what I smelled that night.
You want to help your friend? Get him a good lawyer. No, don't deserve this. You work hard at school. You helped me with the garage sales the other night. You made me dinner. Find me one daughter that will do the same thing for her mother. And what do? I let this guy into her house, steal your whole future.
Someone asked about me, saying it seems like you just watch a few seconds. What I do
Yeah.
is that I'll start watching the reel.
Mhm.
If someone's quality of voice or quality of stature doesn't fit the character, I'll try moving forward a little bit, see if I can find another clip. And if every one of the clips have the same tone and quality of that, I mean, even though it might be a different character, I'll just move on.
Yeah, so I have been saying, I talk so much about reels because I think they're just so important, and this is why I think that it kind of took us a while to get the tech worked out, but this is why I think that this is so important for actors to hear that and really see you go through it, and it's worth the screen sharing and showing how you do that, because it's so hard to explain how this process works unless you actually get a visualization and see it. And they've heard me sort of spout about this all the time, but to sort of hear you say how we go through materials and how we go through reels so that you understand a reel that is really indicative of your strongest work while also being mindful of range. And like you said, being cognizant that it's not just the singular tone, that we're seeing a solid range, because we don't have the ability to watch the entire reel. I mean,
which is why it's really important that you have the best of right up front. And that it's not too long, because if it doesn't get my attention and I don't want to watch the whole, you know, if it's not asking me to watch the whole reel, then it's something not with the tape. Now, someone asked, were we not were we not gender age bending for the exercise? Are we doing that? Are we gender?
We're age bending a little. Yeah. So I mean,
Okay.
like I think that you were still doing that, and you were focusing, on sort of.
Okay, I can move ahead. I mean, I was
Yeah.
also just noting people that were interesting to me, but I can.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to scroll up then? And,
Okay, so yes. So who else are you looking at?
I took a look at Mamie and Ratoya, and I love Quanta's look. I don't know that she's right for this particular role.
Okay.
No, I didn't say that I wouldn't look at actors for Norma who don't have series regular credits. It's just like what kind of credits that they have. I mean, someone can be a co-star, but because when you're looking for someone, whether or not they have, like whether or not that you want them to be 45 or 50, there's a certain level of maturity. And if in this case, I would be looking for maternal quality, I guess. How intuitive does having a lead role for a series reflect on a starring in film and vice versa? I'm looking for people who the director's not going to have to break a pick on. What I mean by that is that they don't need a lot of direction. It's generally with younger actors that I'm a little bit more open, but with actors who are in their 50s, I have to say I'm a little bit more taking a look at what their credits are, where they studied. And by the way, totally open to the fact that a lot of people took off time to raise their families or or to help a sick parent or whatever else. For whatever reason, the picture that you all pulled up was a decade old. But Adriana, here's the interesting thing about that is that I still wanted to see what your credits were, because there's something about your face that immediately grabbed me.
Who said that?
Adriana Lynn. Lynn Adriana. So, and I also opened up E.A. Castillo, although I wasn't sure she would be, regardless of what the age is, I'm casting a mother, right?
Right.
So
exactly. There has to be a quality there.
Yeah.
And Lynn, it's funny about, so these photos, guys, these are the photos that your reps have as their default. So, I mean, that's just good info, I suppose, to know. That's the default that they have there for that Courtney has for her, I guess.
I mean, some of them are very good, but this is a good thing to check out for sure.
Yeah.
Well, this is a little tricky because if if I'm just looking for interesting actors, then there's probably a lot of people I would click on. But like Lisa, I clicked on because she has a face that I could believe could be a mom, but also I looked at her background. And I love that she's Irish and that she was at Trinity. She doesn't, it's not like she has a million guest star credits,
right,
or anything, but the fact that she was in theater and she trained, and she knows how to work ensemble, which is really important to me. And look at some of the roles that she played. Move up to the theater for a second.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so I can't see, it's so small. Yeah, I mean, a lot of them are some are Irish plays, so I don't know all of them, but The Human Spirit was at the Odyssey. I remember when that played. She did Trinculo and Gonzalo at the Beckett Theatre in Dublin, and for a woman to play that is very unusual. So I also know, even though it might have been a very long time ago, that she was someone who could be very inventive, because those are very sort of commedia dell'arte characters, those two.
Yeah.
So that gives me an idea of her flexibility as well.
Yeah. Did you want to watch anything?
No.
Okay. Who else we got?
After I would narrow it down, I mean, unless someone grabs me immediately, after I narrow it down is where sometimes I'll like take the ones and twos and then I'll start looking at the reels. But this is tricky because, just looking in general, as opposed to for a specific role, is not
it's tricky. Yeah. More in terms of, for like if it's a series regular role, that's sort of,
a series regular woman's role, and it doesn't necessarily have to be. Okay, so could you open Becky for me?
Yes.
Could
do you
we
wanna
play
see?
her, could we play her reel, please? I wanted
Yeah.
to see her resume, but let's play her reel.
Yes.
We may run out of time here, so.
Yeah, we'll go a little quicker.
You were special. Should I be concerned? And I know you have to, babe. But I'm proud of you for taking ownership of your life. Don't be like me. Not even me. I love you. That she thought she was saving. My sister was inconsolable. I mean, to the point where I questioned if she was going to take her life, and there was nothing that I could do for her. And then the next morning, she's dead.
Okay.
In what
Good.
twisted world?
Okay.
Yes, a
So,
damaged
you know,
agent.
I mean, I could watch more, but because I
Mhm.
know I have to get through the rest of these,
Yeah.
that I
Well,
would, I would
that's how it
probably
is
just
in
get an
general.
impression. So
Yeah,
I liked Becky's voice. I liked the fact
Yeah.
that she had a real natural look in one and a more
Yeah.
put together look in the other, and that gave me an idea. So
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, look, if I'm looking in general, just for actors who are, you know, interesting, I mean, I could be opening up almost every one of these pictures. So it's a little tricky for me. So
Yeah.
let's
So you
just,
think in terms of the qualities of Norma, like, you know, we're age bending a little bit, but more of like still that maternal quality that you were talking about.
yeah. Can we open up wait, please? She looks a little Blythe down here. Yeah.
Oh, Blythe?
Yeah. Her resume, not the reel. Okay. God, it's so small. let me expand my okay. Power book. Okay, so she works a lot, doing a lot of different kinds of parts.
Yeah.
And she is, you know, Dynasty and Walker are not that old. Okay, up. No, I mean down.
Okay.
American actress who's booked over 60 commercial campaigns. Okay, so that's why she has that great smile. You know, she knows how to be presentational, very pretty, always a good thing for a, you know, very beautiful woman, always a good thing for a part, not necessarily for Norma, you know, who knows?
Yeah.
I might be looking for someone who's a little bit more off character, but good to know her. And Kara Jackson, would you open her up too, please? Blue Bloods, Bull. So she's in New York. Tells me that she's in New York. Has done comedy and drama because she's got Maisel on there and a few other things. And then some of her indie films. Okay, Great Expectations. She did theater in Pomerantz. Where's Pomerantz? New York City Globe. Okay, so I wonder if she went to the American Academy. So that's what ADA. Okay. She went to Tori, and she's trim and she can do some accents, although York is like, you know, whatever. But yeah, I mean, she's someone I could see for this role, possibly.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Okay. And just about done with this one.
Let's see. Can I see Nono Asuji?
Yes.
Black Nativity, so mostly theater.
Yeah.
Oh, she did the V-Day. Okay, that's always a fun monologue. Music video. So I'm guessing that she may have been a dancer at one time, possibly. Let's see. Studied
I see. Or I mean,
science disorders and minors in performing art. Wow. That's wild, isn't it? And she then got her master's in film and media from the New School University. Okay, well, let's try her.
Okay. It's like we're really working over here.
Let's see, hold on. I do want to try Paige for this.
Okay.
Can we take a look at let's see, Carmen Scott's stuff? Although I don't know this agency at all. Where is Del Corral?
They're a smaller agency in not Southeast, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Complex. Yeah, love her face, but I don't know that. Let me see the media for a second, but I'm not seeing anything on there. See, like, this won't help me for a series.
Where is he?
Right.
Okay, so let's move on.
Okay.
Paige, just because I've worked with her before, so I know her stuff.
Okay.
Let's see. Oh, I love Kay Washington's face. Can we try look at her stuff?
Yeah.
Recurring co-star on Our Kind of People, supporting theater. Oh, she did Wit, and she played. I don't know where these theaters are. Oh, Spotlighters, Laurel Mill. Okay, but at least she played Falstaff. No freaking way. How fantastic is that? Okay, so let's get Kay in there.
Okay.
And then just one more. Okay. Right? We're just doing like 4 or something.
I think probably just 2 from each.
Just 2. Okay, then we'll narrow it down.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
So
And can we open there was another could you roll down to the bottom, to the top again? There was an Asian American actress that I actually liked. Kalwin, is it Kalwin? No, above. Yeah,
right
her. Let me see her resume, please. Oh yeah, okay. She's done a bunch of stuff, which is good. Voiceover, okay. Mongolian ADR. Wow. Can I see her theater, please?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh man. Okay. Cool. Queen Isabel, An American. Leslie Kahn, UCB. See, here's another thing, guys, is I love people who have improv training.
Me too.
It makes you so flexible. So let's try Kylo Ren, Arborin.
Okay, great. And once again, I just want to reiterate, guys, you didn't do anything wrong. This is just an inside peek of how we go through breakdowns. This is like part of the discussion process. I just wanted to give you, there's no way to properly do this exercise, because if it were a real role, only the absolute right people would be submitted for this role. So just roll with it, learn something.
Most of the time, only the right people would be.
Most of the time, you would hope.
But in this, if it's completely open, then that gives me the opportunity to maybe see some people that I hadn't seen before, or that I can play around. I mean, one of the things we always like to do is play around with diversity and play around with. I mean, if we can play around with ages. In this case, I was staying with the women who are older only because Norman is a grown man. But okay.
So
next role, right?
Let's go on to the next one. So let's do Johnny.
Okay.
So again, just sort of the essence of who Johnny is, and sort of that rigid, OCD, controlling.
Oh, Johnny, right, from 11/22.
Yeah.
I got you. Okay, great. All right. Am I not age bending here either?
We'll age bend a little bit, but again, just kind of going for those qualities.
Okay, so I would, just by virtue of the faces, let me take a look at Ryan Bernales, at his resume. Chicago Med co-star. Okay, so looks like he might be in Chicago, but what is it? Let me see the credits. I mean, his theater. Okay. I mean, his training. Oh, he studied with James Morrison. Well, that's good. And Amy Linden. Okay. Yeah. Multi-genre training, skilled equestrian. See, that's really good to know, because I'm casting a Western, right? So
there you go.
I mean, not in this case, but then that would be someone that I would take a look at. I would say, oh, maybe Ryan could be right for something in my other project.
Yeah.
Okay. So all right. I don't know that he's right for this one, just judging from some of the roles he's played, although he did do Petruchio, which can be a very fun kind of part. Let's check on, let me just check on Abraham Ampa.
Yes.
Angpa, because he has this really strong presence even in his
Yeah,
picture,
agreed.
right?
Yeah.
And so he's already been doing
Love
a
these
bunch of,
photos.
yeah, really, and handsome too. He's really been doing a lot of work. Looks like since he's
Yeah.
come, he's just been building up and up and up.
Yeah.
Film, digital series too. Okay, diversity showcases. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
you've got the Tisch School one.
Yeah.
Theater at the Echo with Good Company, and he's a Tishy, I mean,
Yeah.
and he did the Experimental Theater Wing, he did Meisner. I mean, this is like a super trained actor.
Sold.
So let's try this guy. I don't need to look at the media. I'll take a look when he auditions. Okay. Okay, oops, sorry. Let's see Chris Farrow. American Horror Story. Training. Okay, Leslie Kahn on the Burning Bush. Yeah, I don't think for this particular role, because I just, I mean, let me take a look at the media for a second just to see. I'm not seeing anything in the credits that is grabbing me here. Okay. Fun drug dealer, baseball rom-com. Okay, thank you. I'm gonna.
Okay.
I mean, look, it's always
the
important.
montages, guys. You gotta
Yeah,
get.
I mean, look, you do you put on what you have, and that's important,
Yeah.
so I get it. In this particular case, I probably needs, I probably would have you break in on another level. Aaron Goddard, can I take a look at him too, please? Was a co-star from a lot of indies. Well, a ton of indies. Where does he go to school someplace? Theater, Wait Until Dark at Surf City. Oh, he's from Orange County. Okay. Second City, Improv 1 to 3. That's good. All right, well, let's put a pin in him for a second.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, he looks so different with his hair shaved.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, here we
go. I think of this group. Let me take a look at Flip Sertic, please. Oh, he did a small part on AB. Supporting commercials. Can I see his media?
Yeah.
It's so dark, I can't see it.
No.
Yeah. Okay, but he had a scene with Sam Elliott, so that's pretty cool. I don't think I don't think he's the right guy for this one.
Okay.
Let me take a look at is Heather non-binary?
I think people were just submitting to things that they connected with the most. So we kind of we're age and gender bending on this one.
Okay, well, let me take a look at Heather's stuff then. I mean, I don't know that they are or not.
I'm not sure either. Yeah.
But it would be interesting to see what would happen if that character was not a man.
Yeah.
Let's see the photos. Well, it doesn't, he's all that.
I'm Celeste. I just wanted to say that while I reject the whole idea of the prom court as an antiquated heteronormative construct, if I didn't, you'd totally have my vote.
Your vote for what?
So the runner-up and your 2021 prom queen is a write-in candidate.
I love Matt Lillard.
Straczynski. Is there a Celeste Straczynski here?
That's kind of cool, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know that she's exactly right for the role.
Yeah,
but
not for this one, but it's
fun to meet her.
Real, yeah, great.
So let's put her on that one. And just one last. Let me just look at Bodhi Raider real fast. Okay, Better Call Saul co-star. And that's another thing, guys. We also see, because we know different casting directors and what their taste is, the kind of actors that they like. So I know if you've been on a certain show, And I know who the casting director is. I know that they're not going to bring on somebody who can't do the work, you know. So can you go, yeah, I wanted to see lower. Industrials. Okay, so I think, is this person a dancer maybe? What's going on here? The ballet and the masculine and feminine divinities. Yeah, okay. Whole Foods, training, wow, ton of training.
Yeah, a ton of training.
Okay, yeah, I don't know of enough of what I need for this particular one. So, okay, let's go. That's good. Thanks.
Got Johnny. All right, let's move on quickly to Kylo Ren.
Kylo Ren. Oh, this is
No,
a
again,
tricky.
just kind of, I know, again, just looking
Yeah.
for
Just
that
I'm looking at just like qualities of actors,
qualities.
right?
Mhm.
So, let's see. Let me take a look. I have to say, I love Eric Bear's face. Can we take a look at?
Yeah.
I'm very visual, guys.
Yeah,
That's kind of the thing. So, okay. Oh,
That's
tons of Yellowstone.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Eric Bear, Yellowstone recurring co-star. So he's like one of the cowboys or something like that. Musical theater Pirates of Penzance played a principal. That means it's a supporting role, not one of the leads. Otherwise, he would have put the name. So when it says principal, he's one of the principal characters, but not the lead. Okay. So improvisation with Carol Hickey. Okay. Tennessee Williams, Tracy Middendorf. I didn't know Tracy was teaching Williams. And down to see the education, please. Okay. But, oh, no, not that far. Not that far. Okay. Education, Bachelor's of Arts at Wesleyan, Anna Tishy, but Master of Professional Studies. Huh. And he's also a teacher.
Yeah.
Department of Radio and TV. Okay. All right. You can give him a try.
Okay.
That's an interesting face. I like that for Kylo Ren. Can we look at Dallin Holland? Okay. Good resume.
Yeah.
Don't know. Can I take a look at the media? Okay.
Comedy.
Not the comedy reel, the drama.
What changed? Billy would still be dead. Maybe you too. You could come forward now. You could tell everyone what you saw. And I'd definitely be dead.
Is he the which
What
one?
good would that do?
I can't see.
Try to get this garbage on the street. You built him.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
You have no right to ask me how I feel.
Okay. Let's put a pin in Dallin. Okay. Take a look at Jack Murillo, Sovereign.
I did not mean to email him. There you go.
Carlos Dante Vega. Okay, so just the roles, which sometimes can mean that they were
These
not.
are confusing, right? Because we're not quite sure what they could be co-stars, they could be guest stars. So
Yeah. So that in that case, it becomes a little bit tricky because I mean, not that you're trying to obfuscate anything, but you know, sometimes it shows that, well, at least you played a character with names. Sometimes people have, you know, cop number one, which is, so that's a good thing anyway. Can you move up? Yeah, okay. And look, he's got a lot of, he was in military service. He's very physically fit, also a dancer, also plays music, also does a variation of many accents. 6 feet tall, so he's very fit. Could be right for, you know, listen, it might be worth a try.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Write his name down.
I was a 16-year-old kid, Tommy. Okay, what the hell did I know?
I don't know what you know. Maybe you should ask your girlfriend about it.
She's my wife, man.
Okay, great. We'll try him. Let's see. John Perkis, no, although I think I know John Perkis.
Some of these people.
Let's see. This is for Kylo Ren, right? Let's take a look at Kyra for a second. Kyra Purcell.
Oh my gosh, I keep pressing the button. Lord.
I know it's so small, it's hard to
I know,
tell.
I know. It's a lot of
Okay, yeah, she hasn't really done anything yet. She's not ready for this kind of a role, I don't think, just yet. Although I love that she has a major improv background, a lot of I mean, if you look here, you know, she's been at the Laugh Factory, she's an improv cast member and a guest host. So we know that her comedy is probably very strong. I don't know if that's going to work for this particular role, but she's someone to remember for future, you know. So I would be marking her a 6 so I can come back to her for something.
Okay.
Let's try Jamie Roy.
Okay.
Your boyfriend is mine. A Lifetime network. How did I guess that was going to be a Lifetime network?
Right.
My husband killed my niece who killed my son.
I know these hang on, I'm missing
I actually, there was a time where I was watching them on a regular basis, and it started because my cat fell asleep on my legs and I couldn't reach the remote. So I started watching them and they play one right after the other.
By the way,
So-
sorry, some people are saying, why aren't I in a breakdown like I submitted for this role? I just searched the name that actors had submitted their tapes with. Some actors didn't pop up at all. So I just wanted to mention that I everyone who submitted tapes in before 3 that I put in this little fake breakdown list, but some people just didn't pop up for me. I'm not sure the rhyme or reason for it, but if you have an Actors Access account or an agent manager account, it should have popped up unless it's under a different name. That's
Okay,
all.
can you click on his media, please?
Yeah.
Where is it?
You mean this?
Give it to me. Amanda, give it to me. This isn't funny, Amanda.
You're
You know what? Keep it. I don't want it.
No,
This is
that's okay.
boring, something like that.
You know, the problem with these pieces is that they're so formulaic and it's always a woman, it's always a damsel in distress, which really just, sometimes you just can't watch too much of. Can you get me David Town? And the dialogue sucks. I'm sorry. I know that there's some really good writers out there who are making a huge living with this stuff, but I can't. I'm so sorry. Let's see, short films. I like his face. Chicago Fire did a little tiny part in that. Can you, I see what his background is a little bit more?
Yeah.
Our Country's Good. Okay, that's a good play. What part did he play? Campbell, Water Children, Doll's House. He played Torvald. That was at school. Oh, so he's in Chicago. Okay, that makes sense. Let's see, in his, oh my God.
Yeah.
I didn't know Zach Burnett was teaching either. My goodness.
Yeah, I know. Some of these are fascinating to me.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, okay. Let me go back for a second then. I mean, click off for just a second. David, his name sounds so familiar to me.
No, it does, right?
Let me see John Perkis just because, you know, let's see what happens if someone's a little bit more mature. Well, then they have credits. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Let's see what is there any TV on here at all? Oh, there you go. Series regular on Blue Marble. I don't even know what that is.
I don't either.
Let's give him a try. You know,
Okay.
what the hell?
Great.
Actually, you know, in a way, I would have moved him over to Johnny, but
Yeah.
you know, I mean, but we do that sometimes too, guys.
Yeah.
Is that you see someone for one role. I mean, half the parts that we're casting on this picture I'm working on now, we sent lists to the director for a particular role, and he keeps moving them to other roles. So he says, "Oh, you know what? He would be great for this." Okay. Let's see. Okay.
Okay, so now we're on to Ray.
Huh?
Ray, we're on to Ray. now.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So can we check on Vinay Asadurian? Roy Bubich, Part 2, Theater, LA. Oh, she's a. Oh wait, is she an NTS member? Among the along the river almost. Huh. Stephanie Scheuer directed her. You know, I'm on the board of that company,
Yeah.
and she went to UCLA, which is also very good.
Yeah.
College of the Canyons, also excellent for arts. What is that? Was that Shark Tank?
Where do you
Hold
see
on.
that?
Can you go down a little bit? I thought I saw Shark Tank. No, I mean, yeah.
Queen?
Oh no, Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, theater.
I just went by so fast.
Yeah.
Groundlings, UCLA. Okay, yeah, let's try her.
Okay.
Now, ordinarily, guys, of course, I would be looking for the actors that I know. I would be skimming for like faces that could fit the character, but I'd also be clicking on people that I already know. Oh, Hannah Barefoot. I think I've seen her before.
I think you know Hannah. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me just take a look at her. Yeah.
I'll jog your memory, I'm sure.
Yeah. Actually, I think she just came in for us. That's why. Let's try her.
Okay.
And she also worked opposite Bruce Davison, who's a friend of mine, and I, could always call him and find out.
This is true.
What she was like to work with. Let's check out Lauren de Miranda.
Okay. Let's do.
So guys, now I'm at the stage where I'm really just looking for people whose faces hit me, not even knowing their, not even knowing their background and stuff. But there's something about their picture or something about their
Misunderstanding was, I'm sure it was.
Misunderstanding.
Can you move it up a little bit? Because the victim stuff won't work for Ray.
Your boss raped me.
Yeah.
You're like the only family I have left.
No, okay, thank you.
The drinking.
Let's try Nicole Delgado. Thank you.
We'll do this first.
Cool. Yeah. She has like such a strength about her in this picture, Oh, look, then I saw that she works out. Okay, let's take a look at her theatrical.
Which one?
The theatrical reel is good.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
And she does comedy too, which is good.
I can have someone drive you home.
I know how you go
It's
through
for
reels.
my husband to be home more than a couple times a month.
I think I've seen this tape before.
I have.
Yeah.
That's too much to ask for.
Okay, let's try her.
Okay.
Let me take a look at Abigail.
She did Creep Show.
Yeah. And she was on A Secret Diary of an American Cheerleader. That's good. She was okay. She was a series reg on that. She's got some nice credits.
Yeah.
Good theater. She played Mary Warren in The Crucible at the Limelight, wherever that is. The Tourist Trap is obviously a local local school, wherever that was. Where's she from, I wonder? Let's see, American Sign Language. I always love that. Fully vaccinated and boosted, has 3 years of ASL experience. Okay, cool. Excellent. All right, let's try her.
Okay. All right.
Okay. And let's just go through, though there's a lot of people here. Hold on a second. Let's see, India Jasiri. What I'm going for here, guys, because Ray is an alien, basically, is I'm looking for people who just have kind of like very different looks, regardless of age or anything else, but just someone whose face is like, you wouldn't necessarily see, playing the mother in a washing machine commercial. Can I see her media or her resume? Oh, so she's comedy. Okay.
Mrs. Jones, I believe in imaginary companions.
So we'd skip forward there.
Why is that so hard for you to understand?
Okay, I like the quality of her voice.
I'm waiting for friends.
There's something very, like, I can hear it. It's like a little raspy kind of. I like that. So let's. And I just also want to check on Becca Jung. What, honey? Sorry, the cats are.
I'm like a dog.
It's dinner time. 5:30 comes and they're wondering where the hell I am. Okay. Recurring computer school, bad agent. I don't know. Oh, HBO. Man, I must be missing a lot of stuff. Film, let's go further down the resume. Lot of indies, lot of indies. Okay, sporting, new media. Okay, is she involved in writing any of that new media? Hold on, can you go back up a little bit? Series regular new media, the roommate project. Okay, the girl from nowhere, voiceover. Okay, cool. Training.
Margie Haber.
Margie Haber. Yeah, okay. Margie's a good. And Chubbuck Technique, which is good. And Joe Edna. Oh, I wonder, is she from the Midwest then? Because unless Joe Edna came in and did a special workshop.
Maybe.
Special talents, blood curdling scream. People would be surprised how often that's necessary. It's a hard one to do, actually.
Yeah.
American film. What is it? Can I just hear her special? A continuing acting student, versatile actress. She has played roles in multiple films. Becca also. Was it? No, I'm sorry. Becca also has an athletic background experience in kickboxing. Okay, great. Yeah, let's try her. That would be very useful for Ray.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
Okay, doing good.
Hi, this is Jazz. Hi, Jazz.
Hi, Jazz.
Let's see. Gee, there's a lot of ladies here. I'm just getting a little concerned about the time.
Yeah,
so I'm just gonna do a quickie.
Do a quickie.
Do a quickie. Ouch. She's just biting my arm. Can I just see Crystal McMullen for a second? And Jennifer Noble.
Okay.
Actually, no, not Jennifer Noble. Let me just see Christy.
Okay.
Okay. Just the resume. Okay. Okay. Let's pass on that. A lot of, let's pass on that one. This girl's face, this one in the like next row down. Her, Shell Ramos. Love that face.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah. A lot of other people do too, apparently.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, there's something incredibly, there's like a mystery there, and yet there's an access there too. That's a great face for this.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. Okay, good.
So let's just watch a couple, and then we'll just kind of, so just to kind of, that was, again, the point of that, guys, was really just to kind of give you a little inside glimpse. Don't think too much into it, don't read too much into it. It was just to kind of give you an inside glimpse on the casting process and how we go through things, how quickly we have to go through them.
And by the way, I probably would have, if I was doing it in my own time, I probably would have been looking at a lot of other people, just their faces, or there was something about like sometimes agents put like a little blurb on the bottom, so has been working in Scotland for the last 3 years, and you go, oh really, that's kind of interesting, let me check that out. Or just got a Tony, but we don't know yet because we can't.
We'll know soon. But it's also just to show you how quickly we go through things, and people are saying, oh, time for me to clean up my profile, which I think is so true. There were a couple moments where something started on a montage and you were like, yeah, no, or something was so dark you couldn't see the actor and you just sort of glanced over it. These are important things for you guys to pick up on. These are missed opportunities. And I talk about this all the time, but just seeing you do it and hearing from you and watching you go through that, I think is invaluable for these actors. So we're just going to watch a couple self-tapes from this group that you selected. Great. That part of the exercise was just to show you sort of how you go through things, how quickly we have to go through them, and the sort of things. And I love how much you highlighted theater, on resumes, and how a lot of actors tend to want to skip that part or glance over that, but it really is important, and it's important to you. And I think that that's such a,
well, the main reason is it's not just about the training, but it's being able to work ensembling, because I have worked on television shows where the lead actor was not an ensemble player. I was working on a lot one time, and every one of the shows except one were actors who had never been, they'd all been stand-ups. And this one show, everyone had been theater actors. And that show went on a long time and didn't have people throwing stuff at each other and taking drugs and doing horrible things. So it makes a difference having theater people. I mean, look at Roseanne. Roseanne was a stand-up, but look who she had.
Yeah.
you know, I mean, Laurie Metcalf, John Goodman, these are like heavyweight theater actors, right? So anyway.
100%, 100%. So let's start with Johnny.
Right.
And I'm going to go ahead and pick two of the guys that you chose. So first we're gonna see, I just had it up. My Dropbox has been so wonky lately. Okay, so we're gonna watch first Abraham.
Okay, great.
You have selected. So let me go ahead and screen share.
Everyone prepared the scenes?
Yeah,
Wow.
We're just watching just a select few, which they know.
Wow, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Will you send me these lists anyway, so I have
Yeah,
them?
I will. Yep, I'll email them to you.
Because then I have everybody's stuff that came on.
We haven't been formally introduced. Johnny Clayton.
I know who you are.
Really? Sadie told you she's married?
What are you doing here, Johnny? Why'd you follow me?
I wanted to talk. In person. To make sure you got my message.
What message?
The photographs of you with my wife.
That was you?
You've been bad, Mr. Emerson. You need to understand what's at stake here.
You have no fucking idea.
Let's try to handle this without any profanity.
Fuck you. If you ever talk to Sadie or go near her ever again, I will personally beat the living shit out of you and leave you in a ditch. Do you get my message?
Sadie is my wife. She belongs to me. If you try and breach that bond, there will be consequences.
Okay.
For the both of you.
How's that clothespin, Johnny? You're wearing it right now, huh?
And April, whenever, you know, because typically sometimes we don't watch the whole thing. So whenever you feel like
Well, especially if it needs adjustment, because
Yeah.
here's what I would say about this for Abraham is that the stakes have to be higher. And what I mean when I say that is that you are someone, and it says it in the breakdown, the fact that your wife would be even sitting next to another man is enough to really set you off. I mean, there's a possessive that she is yours. So if the stakes aren't high enough, then I'm not going to get the tension in the scene that I need. Because you are fighting, you are like letting him know who the alpha is when you're talking to him. And I'm not saying you have to yell, but there has to be a tension in the scene. And there's only a tension in the scene if the stakes are very high for you. And it's not necessarily, the stakes aren't necessarily getting your wife back. The stakes are Anderson knowing who the boss is.
Right.
Because if Johnny doesn't come out as dominant, then he's failed what he needs to do. Do you see what I mean? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. Now let's watch a little bit of Aaron.
Same scene.
Yeah, same scene. And then you
cool.
decide who you would send forward.
Okay.
Hi. We haven't been formally introduced. Johnny Clayton.
I know who you are.
Really? Sadie told you she's married.
What are you doing here, Johnny? Why'd you follow me?
Just want to talk in person to make sure you got my message.
What message?
The photographs of you, my wife. You've been bad, Mr. Emerson. You need to understand.
You have no fucking idea.
Let's try to get through this without the profanity.
Fuck you. If you ever talk to Sadie or go near her again, I will personally beat the living shit out of you and leave you in a ditch. Do you get my message?
Sadie's my wife. She belongs to me. If you try to breach that bond, there will be consequences for both of you.
Johnny?
Yeah.
Wearing it now,
Yeah. And let me tell you why, guys. So the reason that I liked what he was doing is that there was right away, there was tension in the scene.
Yeah.
Right away, because he feels that he's righteous. Even the whole thing about the profanity and, let's be civil and all these kind of things. But there are tiny ticks that he let come through. So you knew that this guy was dangerous, So really nice read.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Agreed. Okay, so let's do Kylo Ren really fast. Oh, which one would you send forward, April?
The last guy.
Okay, nice job, nice work, and thank you for your feedback about that too. That's really helpful. So let's watch Eric Bear's tape for Kylo Ren really quick.
But I'm going to be getting every. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I can send you a link to all of these. Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, good.
Where am I?
You're my guest.
Where are the others?
You mean those murderers, traitors, and thieves you call friends? Well, you'll be relieved to know that I have no idea. You still want to kill me?
That's what happens when you're being hunted by a creature in a mask.
Tell me about the droid.
He's a BB unit with a selenium drive.
He's containing a navigational chart. We retrieved the rest from the archives of the Empire. We need this last piece, and somehow you convinced him to share it to you. You, a scavenger? You know I can take anything I want.
I remember this scene.
So lonely. Afraid to leave. And at night, desperate to fall asleep. You imagine an ocean. I see it. I see the island. And Han Solo, you feel as if he's the father you never had. He would have disappointed you.
Get out of my head.
I know you've seen the chart. And now you're going to share it with me. And don't be afraid. I feel it too.
I'm not giving you anything.
Well, we'll see.
You're afraid that you will never be as strong as Darth Vader.
Okay. Next person.
All right, so the next one is Jack Murillo. Oh wait, let me make sure these are optimized. Okay.
Where am I?
You're my guest.
Where are the others?
You mean the murderers, traitors, and thieves you call friends? You'll be relieved to hear that I have no idea. You still want to kill me?
Well, that happens when you're being hunted by a creature in a mask.
Tell me about the droid.
He's a BB-8 unit with a selenium drive and a thermal hyperscan.
He's carrying a section of a navigational chart. We have the rest recovered from the archives of the Empire. We need the last piece. And somehow you convinced this droid to show it to you. You, a scavenger.
I know him.
You know I can take whatever I want. are so lonely. So afraid to leave. At night, desperate to sleep. You imagine an ocean. I see it. I see the island. And Han Solo. You feel like he's a father you never had. He would have disappointed you.
Get out of my head!
I know you've seen the map. It's in there. And now you'll give it to me. Don't be afraid. I feel it too.
I'm not giving you anything.
We'll see.
You're afraid that you'll never be as strong as Darth Vader.
You're muted, April. April, you're muted.
There we go. Hi. I would probably send, I think I would send both, but with caveats. Because I think Eric is very good for the project, but he didn't. What was missing for me was, because he has a great voice, amazing face. But I would have loved if he had taken the time a little bit more to allow him to
Eric
feel.
was the first. Sorry, someone was asking.
Eric was the first one. Yeah, Eric was the first. To have just taken the time to allow her feeling to come into him a little bit more. But this is like, I'm just nitpicking here, and with Mr. Murillo, with Jack, there's something a little callow. There was a beat that both of them kind of missed, which was when he says, you're hoping that Han Solo would be your father. Believe me, you would be disappointed. And it was missing that little beat. No one really got that little beat, because that's why he joined the dark side. Right? Because he felt that his father abandoned him, that his father didn't see him. So it's so much about an Oedipal complex in this, so in a lot of ways. So it's really important that aspect comes out, because a lot of times there's different little tells that we have in scenes that we look for people to hit the beat. I mean, in this case, I would send both, because I think Jack definitely, allowed him to feel stuff, and he played it. And I think Eric's face and voice is like a little Alan Rickman-ish, so that could go very well for the film, if not for that particular role.
What does Jack look like? He looks like someone to me that I can't put my finger on.
Jack Murillo?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, which actor does he look like? Well, he's very handsome guy.
Yeah.
This is. The setup didn't bother me, honest to God. I mean, it's like, I know actors get hung up in the Michael Mando, maybe, not Johnny Depp.
Taylor Lautner, maybe it's Taylor Lautner. Someone said Taylor.
Well, he's got the big, the straight teeth and the dark, brooding eyes. Anyway, the guy from Rodriguez. What's
Adam?
Well, apparently everyone has an opinion. It looks like
I know everyone's gonna.
I notice a lot of them are. Jay.
I know.
All right.
All right. Let's move on to Norma. First, we're gonna do. Let's see. Let's do Becky first.
Okay. Excuse me, guys. Sorry.
Okay. And April, let me know when you're good. When you kind of get like a feel for the tape, we can move on.
Okay, that's fine.
Do you know how long I've been sitting out there waiting to talk to you?
This is a county facility. We're underfunded and overcrowded. If you want to complain to somebody, call your county commissioner. Now, I have some questions I'd like to ask you about your son.
Yes, of course.
Have you ever known him to be dangerous?
Not at all. He's one of the sweetest kids that ever lived. He's just sensitive. He just has blackouts.
Who is his doctor?
He doesn't have one.
He has blackouts and you've never taken him to a doctor?
He fainted last year in school and he was taken to a hospital, but they ran tests and didn't find anything.
But he blacks out regularly?
Well, it depends on what you mean by regularly.
More than once a year?
Yeah. I didn't let him get his driver's license.
And he has no doctor, and he's not been tried on any medications?
No.
Are you a Christian Scientist?
No.
We also discovered that he has a rather serious contusion on the back of his head. Do you know how he got this?
No.
That will be all.
So I can take him?
No, you cannot. He's under observation.
Can I at least talk to him?
No, not until we've assessed him.
He is my son. What right do you have to tell me I can't see him?
Your son is 18. Legally, he's an adult, and he's quite possibly mentally ill and dangerous. The time for you to take care of him was before this. Do you know it could have been seen as negligent that you never got your son a doctor, even though he clearly had issues?
Can I please at least just see him?
If and when we need you, we'll contact you.
Okay.
Remember that scene, April?
Yes, I do. It comes later, much later in the series.
Much later. Yeah.
This is what Damon Gupton was the.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
Do what you want to watch, Blythe?
I want to watch her too. Yeah, please.
And then we can figure out.
Yeah. Wow, she looks so different than her picture.
You think so?
More mature. That picture looks like it's old then.
Do you know how long I've been sitting out there waiting to talk to you?
This is a county facility. We're underfunded and overcrowded. If you want to complain to somebody, call your county commissioner. Now,
I wasn't.
I have some questions I'd like to ask about your son.
Yes, of course.
Have you ever known him to be dangerous?
No, not at all. He's one of the sweetest people who've ever lived. He's just very sensitive. And he just has these blackouts.
Who's his doctor?
He doesn't have one.
He has blackouts and you've never taken him to a doctor.
Well, he fainted last year at school, and they took him to a hospital and they ran tests, but they didn't find anything, so.
But he blacks out regularly.
Well, it depends on what you mean by regularly.
More than once a year.
Yes, but I didn't let him get a driver's license or anything.
And he has no doctor and he's not been tried on any medications?
No.
Are you a Christian Scientist?
No.
We also discovered that he has a rather serious contusion on the back of his head. Do you know how he got this?
No.
That'll be all.
So I can take him?
No, you cannot. He's under observation.
Can I at least see him?
No, not until we've assessed him.
He's my son. What right do you have to tell me I can't see him?
Your son is 18. Legally, he's an adult, and he's quite possibly mentally ill and dangerous. The time for you to have taken care of him would be before this. Do you know it could have been seen as negligent that you never got your son a doctor, even though he clearly has issues?
Can I just see him? Please.
If and when we need you, we'll contact you.
Okay. Oh, I think you're muted, April.
I want you to hear my cat crying. Two really good actors. I think I would lean towards Blythe because the scene was more about her, if that makes sense. Because she is a mother bear and she will do anything to protect him. And I just felt a little bit with the other actress that it was a little too much victim going on. I think I think the character would stand up for herself a little bit more. She has a lot of challenges, but she's a survivor. And that's the important thing to know about Norma, is that she's always going to find a way through. So, really, both ladies, very nice work, but I would send Blythe.
I like Blythe too. She was kind of looking at to see what the
paper.
Yeah, I like that.
File. Yeah.
Okay.
And
Two more.
And this is an important thing, guys, by the way, because you want to be you want to feel like you're really in the location.
Yes.
Like, is it hot in the room? Is it cold in the room? Why are you there? What was it raining outside? What kind of shoes were you wearing? I mean, everything's going to add. Is it a comfortable chair you're sitting in, or do they have you in one of those really like squeaky, horrible chairs because they want to be in charge? You know what I mean? So anyway, okay.
Yeah. Great. Okay, so moving on, the last two. Thank you everyone for your patience. We're going to do Nicole first for the role of Ray.
Okay, cool.
Where am I?
You're my guest.
Where are the others?
You mean the murderers, traitors, and thieves you call friends? You'll be relieved to hear that I have no idea. You still want to kill me.
Yeah, that happens when you're being hunted by a creature with a mask.
Tell me about the droid.
He's a BB unit with a selenium drive and a thermal scan vindicator.
He's carrying a section of a navigational chart. We have the rest recovered from the archives of the Empire. We need the last piece. And somehow, you convinced the droid to show it to you. You, a scavenger. You know I can take whatever I want. You're so lonely, so afraid to leave. At night, desperate to sleep, you imagine an ocean. I can see it. I see the island. And Han Solo. You feel like he's the father you never had. He would have disappointed you.
Get out of my head!
I know you've seen the map. It's in there. And now you'll give it to me. Don't be afraid.
You're good, April?
Yeah, I'm good. And I'll tell you why. If she was in the room with me, I would redirect her because she, again, and this happens a lot, I have to say, where people take the victim role. Ray is anything, she's not a victim. And she would immediately be, as soon as she was awake, she'd be alert and on point. So if you play her as a victim, lasted in the desert as a scavenger, she'd been dead for a long time. So you have to understand who the characters are and what their life cycle has been in a certain way. You want to know, how have they been living? Are they, have they had to struggle, or have they had it easy? Did they come from a rich family or whatever else? This character has been on their own for almost her entire life. So even though she may be scared, she's never going to show that she's scared, because she's been doing this since she's a young girl. And the only way she could make it through is by never showing anyone how scared she was. She might be in pain from when he does the connect, but she's never going to be scared. And this is just something to take a look. And unfortunately, I think it happens a lot with women,
Yeah.
where they take on the victim role as opposed to the role of. So just take a look and see what's appropriate. Oftentimes, it becomes about you as opposed to the person that you're protecting or the person that you're connecting with. In this case, the intention of the scene is not for Ray to like be afraid and like this. The intention of the scene is to show him how strong she is, how he's not going to get her down. She knows who he is, right? So if she shows him her weakness, then it's over. He doesn't have any, there's no word there, So just take a look at scenes, especially the women, I think, when you're looking at that, see who the scene is really about. It's not about you, apologizing for, or feeling defensive because you didn't take care of your son well. It's about protecting your son. And when you're doing that, you're fierce. So
such a great note. Such a great note. And our last tape,
this is okay.
This one we'll do Hannah.
Oh yeah. Okay, cool. Great face.
Where am I?
You're my guest.
Where are the others?
You mean the murderers, traitors, and thieves you call friends? Who'll be relieved here, I have no idea. You still want to kill me?
That's what happens when you're hunted by a creature in a mask.
Tell me about the droid.
He's just a BB unit with a selenium hyperdrive and a...
He's carrying a section of a navigational chart. We have the rest recovered from the archives of the Empire. We need the last piece. And somehow you convinced the droid to show it to you. You. A scavenger. You know I can take whatever I want. You're so lonely. So afraid to leave. At night, desperate to sleep. Imagine an ocean. I see it. I see it. And Han Solo. You feel like he's the father you never had. He would have disappointed you.
Get out of my head.
You know. I know you've seen the map. It's in there. And now you'll give it to me. Don't be afraid. I feel it too.
I'm not giving you anything.
We'll see.
Okay, gotta be careful when you're doing those things that you don't hyperventilate. Doing a lot of panting, and she could just pass out. I worry about it when I watch. Good point. I would send Hannah, but with again just a caveat, because still, I don't. What's happening is that she's sort of playing the end part of the scene at the very beginning of the scene.
Really good point.
So what would happen if she first wakes up and is on guard? Where am I? Where are my friends? Oh, you mean those murderers? That's right. And like where she's, so that strength with just maybe just a few, like even it's a tear if it is, but if she starts crying right away, I mean, it was very strong work, don't misunderstand me, but until she is actually feeling the pain, she has to be brave in that moment, you know, because she's got to stand up to him in some way, right? So it's not until he actually like gets into her head, you know, there you got something happening, you know what I mean? As opposed to starting right away at that point. So you want to just be able to create an arc for yourself. But I mean, the quality of the work is very good, so I would send it on, but it just would need some adjustment.
Yeah. So Hannah.
Yeah.
Nice work.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much. I'm so sorry we ran over. I timed this out.
Like, no, that's okay. I
recorded. And I was like, oh, you know, like 2-3 tapes. I timed out the scenes and everything like that. But you're just so giving with your answers and your time. I forgot just how wonderful.
It just happens when, you know, like happens. A lot of time, once you start teaching, it's like, you know, you want to go through everything.
And you just give such, in just your answers come from your heart and such a genuine place of knowledge and experience, and respect for the craft. Truly.
Well, you know, I worked in the theater for a very long time. I still direct. So when we're able to work with actors live, I like to be able to give them just that one little tweak that might open them up all the way. And Madhulika Krishnan said it was maybe it was her second or third take and she already went there. Well, that's not my problem. You know, I mean, not that it wasn't really good work, and she did build up the emotion. I think emotions are gold, so I don't have a problem with it. But in the scene, it would have been more effective. I mean, I would still send it on because there's a lot of good, like, there was just like this one little moment. I know you'll laugh at this, but there was one little moment where she just tightened her chin a little bit, where it was like, okay, I'm not going to let you get me. And then, you know, it's just like this one moment where she's going to fight against him. And like those little beats are the ones that make you go, wow, you know, okay, now I can see her trying to fight for the strength. But if she keeps losing, I need to see where the battle is. And that creates the tension for me, you know? But really good work, Hannah. I mean, both girls, you know, very, very good work.
And I just love how you talked a lot about missing beats or honoring those beats. I talk about that a lot, you know, in general, and how important that is, and how as casting directors, our job is to watch for those.
Right.
These writers wrote these beats in for a reason, and if they're skipping over them, it's a missed opportunity.
Yeah.
Which is why, you know, text analysis, scene study class is so important for you to make sure you find those and honor those correctly. So I'm so glad you spoke on that and picked up on that, and you know, especially with the direction. I just want to say, I know everyone was like, what about my tape? What about my tape? You know,
she's going to send me everything.
I'll send you everything. I'll send you the links to the profiles. Everyone who, if for some reason your profile did not pop up for me, which is why I searched everyone who sent in a tape and it didn't pop up for me, just email us and I will make sure it's included to April. So I will send everything over to her. We do webinar format so that we can keep costs low for actors. And the purpose of this is to have accessible information to amazing people like you for extremely low cost actors, and also so that we can give back to charity. So this class was supporting a really great organization called the National Compassion Fund, which helps families of victims of mass shootings, and they're doing so much for the victims' families of Uvalde right now. It was created by the families of victims that started from Columbine, and they just created it because unfortunately there's a lot of scams out there when it comes to these types of things.
I know it's always tricky to know where to send your money, you know. and I also wanted to say, guys, it's like if there's a word that you don't know how to pronounce, that's also something that's a real sticker for us. Like there was a show that we were doing where she says, oh, this sounds like a novel from Emily Bronte, and people kept saying Bront, And that was like, okay, next.
Yeah.
So you have to, you know, if you, especially if like you're doing medical language, but most of all, I just want to say, showing up here shows a real commitment to what you want to do.
Yeah.
And so I really thank you all for being here and listening and writing notes. It seems like everyone was very engaged.
I agree.
Not just waiting for your turn or anything,
Right,
and
right.
very
Supportive of one another, which was really nice to see.
Yeah.
And you just gave so many words of wisdom and nuggets that I think I think we really kind of covered just sort of an insight into your process with casting these pilots.
Never done that before with someone watching me.
I know it's new, and that's sort of the purpose of these classes, is to do things that like actors don't get a chance to normally see, and it is kind of weird to figure it out on Zoom, and this is the first time in this format. But I think, you know, going back to your whole thing about mindset and enjoying the process, if you look at this whole experience, this 2.5 hours that April granted us, as an opportunity to see into our process and how you can show up better in that way, and instead of, you know, well, what about me, or I should have done this or should have done that, and just been in the space of gratitude and learning, I think you will get so much out of it. So thank you for bearing with me for this new sort of exercise. I think it's so rare for actors to get this inside chance, and kind of
a great idea, Ramani, really great idea. I mean, it wasn't easy to do for me, but it was very
but I knew you could do it.
And when you want to thank Jazz.
Oh, and yes, and thank you, Jazz, for putting up for my patients.
We're both sitting down here saying, isn't it dinner time?
Go feed your cat some dinner. Go enjoy the Tonys.
Thank you.
Enjoy the rest.
Guys, thank you so much.
Here. So appreciate it. Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.